Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Welcome to the Geek Tutorial, Episode 5.
It's all about the Pentiums, baby.
What you wanna do? Wanna be hackers, code crackers, slackers?
Hi guys. In this episode, we're going to be talking about more about the motherboard that's hanging on the wall behind me. That's the motherboard that we talked about last episode. We're also going to be talking more about computer specs, what they mean, and abbreviations. There seems to be a lot of abbreviations in computers and technology in general. Another thing we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the various computer cables, various cables in general that you can have. So let's get started. First off, we are going to talk about, I do want to bring this up first, two things very different from each other. I know this has almost nothing to do with computers, but I thought I'd bring it up just because this is my show and I get to do whatever the hell I want to. Good movie. Spaceballs. Very, very good movie. I recommend it. If you haven't seen it, see it. Take Star Wars, throw a little Star Trek in there, add the havoc of Mel Brooks. This is what you get. All-star cast, terrific movie. Go see it. Well, buy it, rent it, something. See it. Spaceballs, Mel Brooks. Horrible, horrible, horrible movie. All-star cast also. Bad writing. Bad writing. See this movie simply because you have to see how inaccurate the computers are in this movie. There's not a hacker in the world that thinks that this is right. I'd like to state for the record that I am not a hacker, I am a programmer. I am against hacking. Anyway, let's see. Oh, yes, another thing. I have a new setup here in my room that you might be interested in, and we'll be talking about in a future episode coming fairly soon. My estimate is episode 7 or 8, around there, I think. I'm not sure. It depends on how fast we get through this. It might be further in the future. Okay, I know this doesn't look much to you guys, but there's my computer, my monitor, and my keyboard over there. And there's my regular computer down here. Up here is another computer, you might notice. And if you didn't notice, well, you are blind. This computer is my network server. It is running a Pentium 3 processor. Has 1 gig of RAM. I was really surprised when I opened it up and found 1 gig of RAM in there. And the operating system is running its Windows Server 2003 Standard Edition. I've also got my switch boxes over here, which were sitting down here. You saw earlier my laptop was on top of them. This server is running the network, my home network. It's even got a domain and the whole 9 yards. I've got a KVM switch box down here, which lets me plug in 4 computers into the box and run them off the same keyboard, monitor, and mouse. And so all I have to do is hit a button here, the light switches over, and there I am on Windows Server 03. And I'm now on this computer, and I can manipulate anything I want to on here. Well, I just have to be really excited about that. You probably don't really care right now, but I'm still excited about it. Okay, let's move on. The first thing we're going to talk about really quickly, since we've only got a few minutes left in this first episode, is the motherboard on the wall behind me. Okay, this is the motherboard in pretty much the original condition you saw it in to begin with. Very quickly, this is the rear port back here. This is when you put this motherboard in the case, it goes in this way, gets mounted, and the rear panel is here. The front panel is over here. This is an ATX motherboard. The ATX stands for Advanced Technology Extended. The ATX part means the type of architecture that the motherboard is and the power that's supported by it. This takes a 20 or 24 pin ATX power connector right there, and it also takes a 4-pin secondary connector right there next to the CPU. The CPU standing for Central Processing Unit. We're going to take this fan off really quick. Give it a couple quick yanks. And come on boys. Alright. By the way, this is not the same fan that was on the motherboard originally. Okay. The motherboard, or the CPU fan, plugs into a CPU fan port here. It is a 4-pin port, not a 3-pin port. It is a 4-pin port. The reason I say it's a 3-pin or 4-pin port, not a 3-pin port, is because where is it on this motherboard? It is right here. Right here is the system fan. Which is a separate fan that is mounted inside the case and blows air through, and that is a 3-pin port. On older motherboards, it's the CPU fan is often a 3-pin port. So CPU, Central Processing Unit, ATX, Advanced Technology Extended, RAM, Random Access Memory. These are PCI slots here. These are IDE. This is an IDE. This is an FDD port here. This is SATA. And this is PCIe. And this is also PCIe, but a different type. This is PCIe 16. This is PCIe 1. And we'll talk about that in a moment.